Live, live, live. What's up? We're back. We're back. We made it. Back from Trumpistan. Oof, we escaped Trumpistan just in time. Um, what's up, Astrobate? Great to see you. I know Tomas was asking me when I was going to start streaming again. He's actually doing a simul, or was. I don't know that everyone knew when I was coming back, for sure. But we're back, and we're doing Sunday Simul. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome everyone back. We've got very important info. You know, the World Senior 50 plus, which I'm participating in, hopefully, if I make it, is starting in 11 days. Today is the 10th of October. The tournament starts on the 21st. I have to travel on the 20th to Italy. So I've got 10 days, and that means only a handful of streams, really, tonight. We'll do like a tournament, probably Wednesday. Thursday's analysis stream, so that's 3. Friday, Blitz stream, that's 4 streams. And then one more simul stream before I leave, I guess. The night before I leave, we'll do one more simul next week. And that's 5 streams. So I have 5 streams left until we go to the World Senior. Now, our goal was to reach 3,000, and we're only 2350, which isn't a bad rating. But we'd like to still try to get as close to that $3,000 goal as possible. So, anybody who can donate, please do so. Appreciate it. We have literally 10 days until the World Senior. So anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our classical simul. Make sure everything's good here. Sparkle Horse Twitch simul, as usual, random color. 10 minutes, 50 seconds. I'd like to also, before I get into this, I'd like to thank a couple people, who helped me on my trip from the stream. I had to empty out a large storage unit, and it was a lot of work, and I needed a place to put stuff. So Mr. Coffee from our stream, our moderator here, and Uber driver, another old colleague from the chess team who watches our stream, they both helped me, and I appreciate those guys, and it was fun to see them, because I had never met Mr. Coffee in real life, and I haven't seen Uber driver in like 25 years, so it was nice. Anyway, all right, so simul, Sparkle Horse Twitch simul, 10 minutes, 50-second increment, 120 minutes extra time for me. Minimum account age 14 days. All right, so we're starting by 7. It's still early. I'm actually early. Usually I'm a little bit later. Oh, you saw me playing the 15-15 last week. Sinus. Yeah, that Nimzo I messed up. That's a great line for black, but I did make a mistake there, and my opponent was better. I managed to draw, but that was... Yeah, I played in that for this German senior team, and unfortunately I ran into a cheater, and I don't know why Lichess does this, but they don't seem to refund people's points anymore. I reported my opponent for cheating. He was clearly cheating in most of his games, and I don't know, do they not refund people's points anymore? Well, anyway, whatever. At least they banned him, so that's good. But I don't remember. I don't think I ever get any points back anymore. I guess it's just too hard for them to do that or something, But anyways, all right, crying about spilled milk. So, yeah, that's a good time control, though. 15 plus 15. I enjoyed that time control. I wasn't berserking. I was just playing, to play the full time control. So I wasn't trying to play 7:30. All right, no computers, no bullet speed play. It's slow chess. No leaving. If you do play, be prepared to play up to 3 hours. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Acerbate. All right. Please donate again to World Senior Trip. And those are the simul rules. Thank you for your attention to this matter. These matters. These lives matters. All right. Hosting new simul. Cecil Purdy. So, alright, no leaving. No computers. But, I mean, this is the most important. No leaving. People tend to do this on me. They join and then they drop out. And that takes away the chance for someone else to play. And that's the worst. You know, it's even worse than cheating with a computer. I mean, that's just as bad, basically. Okay, it's the same. It wastes the game. Don't use computers. Please don't play Bullet. You know, all these things kind of waste the game, in my opinion. The London... I can't tell you how many people come to me complaining about how much they hate the London. It's so boring and annoying. I do understand why people do that. I think it's good for beginners. As for you've got an orange... You've got a kind of orange colored wings there. Heroku is green. Asbury has wings. Methodical thinking is of more use in chess than inspiration. I think it's a matter of opinion. All right. Sir, when will it start? It says right there, right above your comment, you know. October 12th, 2025, 7 p.m. CEST. Well, it depends on where your time zone is. You know, I'm in you know, CET or CEST still. We haven't changed time, so it's still Central European summertime here. So 7 p.m. for me. All right, so we got a few of the regulars, but not many yet. It looks like nobody knows I'm here. Sinus, Heroku. Sinus is becoming a regular. And Acerbate, of course. And then a bunch of people I've never played before. So I do like to... wow, Mr. Slowhand gifted Tier 1 sub to Redusa8. That is awesome. Is Redusa8 in the stream? Reduce... I don't know how to say his name. I say Redusa. It's like Medusa. Redusa. Nobody calls me sir around here. Schieberspieler's online. No, you should call me sire. It's sire. So, can I turn that off? Alright, we got... Yeah, if you guys asked to play politely... Richard Brenton is in. Someone on sound gives his regards. He said he was unable to make it this week. Maybe next week. AP87 mentioned that he might be able to visit the tournament. Where have you been? Wow, Marika Toom has subscribed with Prime. I've been in Trumpistan. Rumpistan for 2 weeks. My first time back to Trumpistan since Mr. Sohan became a subscriber 6 years ago. I was enjoying the wonders of Trumpistan. Yes, I got out of there before, you know, civil war breaks out in the United States soon. All right, Redusa8. Shocky, nice to see you. Mr. So, thanks for the gift sub. Guys, World Senior in 10 days, 11 days, technically. But I'm leaving in 10 days. So 5 streams before we go. Tonight, and then next week we have the usual. Probably we'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So 5 streams, 4 streams a week. 2 simuls before I go. And so if everyone doesn't mind, you know, please subscribe and donate. We're going to get this underway in about 15 minutes. But I need to collect the players. And I don't just accept everyone because people tend to join and drop out. So I have some rules about joining the Simul. Like you have to have an established account with 100 games or more. So I have to go through these accounts and see that they have 100, you know, longer games. This guy does. Blitz, okay. Maybe. Mr. Slow, 1972. Hello, unfortunately you cannot meet, but maybe you will come, Negro Modelo. Wow. Wow, I'm sorry you can't make it. That would be cool, though, to meet him as well. Andrea, thanks for, you know, even thinking about it. It's very kind. Marika Toom has subscribed. Any subscribers are welcome to playing the Simul. Any Twitch subscribers are welcome to play in the Simul. We're also streaming on YouTube. I have to fix that a little bit. It's not so good. But, alright. So, Mr. Slowhand is here. We have an analysis stream this week. Mr. Slow. Do we have more? We have another Geller game in the hopper for Thursday. I hope. I've got 10 players so far. We need 15 more. We have 15. We have to find a player per minute. We have 15 minutes or so. Geller is good. All right, Geller will be in there for Thursday. So I went back to the United States to get a lot of stuff that I had stored there. And that's where I've been. I got some of the stuff I was able to transport here. Some of it's in boxes that may or may not arrive. I also left some stuff with Mr. Coffee and Uber driver. So appreciate their help. Maybe we'll find some old games. I was able to finally get a hold of my old game scores from my whole life. I've got like a scorebook. My second ever scorebook, I think, in my bag. Somewhere I have the oldest scorebook with my very first games, actually. I think that's in a box. I hope it doesn't get lost. I actually saw my very first recorded chess game from like 1985. My handwriting wasn't that bad back then. Alright. Now, we're not getting a lot of players here. We are not getting a lot of players. Why not? Acerbate. Wow, Mr. Long Time No Seen. Mr. Long Time Not Seen has tipped $50. So we're up to 2,400 now. It's been a while since I've seen 2,400. Someone was asking what my rating is. You know, that's a very sensitive question. Acerbate, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub to Night 4. Now I go by my FIDE Blitz rating. No, my FIDE Rapid rating. Because rating is rating, right? I identify by FIDE Rapid ratings now. I'm 2375, which isn't too bad. My Blitz rating is provisional, and my standard rating just dropped. Because I dropped another game 2 weeks ago to this guy who did nothing really well. I lost another drawn ending, which I really do a lot. But it was a poor game. I play better when I play more, and I haven't been playing. I've only played 10 games this year, actually less, because one game was a forfeit. So I've only played 9 over the board games this year, in the whole year. That's like a game a month. You know, I am very out of practice. So luckily on Sunday, this coming, you know, not today, obviously next week, I have one more game. And I'm playing board 5. So I thought I was going to play Bianca Havanese from Lee Chess, another streamer, but looks like I might avoid her and play someone higher. So we'll see. But anyway, Mr. Long Time Not Seen has tipped $50, bringing us up to a record rating. Mr. Coffee! Mr. Coffee is the best. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, besides the jet lag, I couldn't sleep on the way home, so I basically missed the whole night of sleep. And I had poker last night. I couldn't resist, because I haven't played poker in like 2 weeks. I feel surprisingly good, you know. The jet lag kind of helps in a way. I feel like it's earlier, you know. I feel like it's afternoon now. Well, it is afternoon, kind of, but it feels like early afternoon. Anyway, Mr. Coffee was a big help. Thank you. And yeah, great to see you, man. Great to see you, man. So anyway, I have a warm-up game on Sunday. When does it start? It says right up there, 7 p.m. Excuse me, CEST. We're starting soon in about 10 minutes. But I have to get enough players, okay? Poyan Tiger, not enough games. Periscopy. Periscopy looks okay. You know, we could take them. Luigi Periscopy. Mahanj has enough games. Wow, they look great. I mean, 2,000 classical games. Is that right? So Dorn Sasha from nope, not enough games. Chess Student 31. They're just over the minimum. Harshith. A lot of bullet games, that's never a good sign, but we have also Blitz and Rapid, so they're acceptable. No bullet, guys. Ram rules chess. Adnan 7 with rapid rating. Okay. Oh, people are so literal. Jesus Christ. I can't look at that. Adnan 7. I hate the London system. And a lot of players hate it, you know, and it's boring. And people just play it robotically. And it's like a plague. Why would you ask me why would it not be allowed? It's a plague to the chess openings, man. I hate it, and it feels like you're just wasting your time. There's nothing interesting that happens if people play the London system. Okay, Ram rules chess. Ram rules. Okay, we got a lot of players from India. This is a good time, but you guys in India have to promise that you're not going to leave on me. The Magnus said the London system is very rich. In the UK, everyone started playing the Kali system. Well, that was actually, you know, my friend who taught me how to play chess was joking. He was dreading. He hates the London too. And we got back in contact, and he was talking about how in our day, the Kali system was kind of the London in the like late 80s. In the mid to late 80s, the Kali system was the London at that time. Very popular. You know, people wrote books about the Kali system. I had like 2 books on the Kali system. Or maybe just 1. All right, let's see. So we're not getting any more players. We have only 13. Wow, that's not very many players. It looks like more. How come we're not getting more players? Oh, Nevidov is here. Yeah. Nevidov, 14. All right, I will go with Nils is on, and he's not. He's playing someone else. I will go with. I'll go with, you know, obviously whatever I got, but I think that people aren't looking for me because I haven't been here for 2 weeks. I'm surprised there's not more random players like offering to play. Yeah, I don't know what Magnus means by the London system is rich. I mean, whatever, dude. You could probably say that about anything, but objectively, playing an opening, you know, like that, where you just sort of play. The reason why Magnus and all these people play the London system is because they're lazy and they don't want to have to worry about preparing. So you could just play it and you don't have to prepare. It's basically a lazy man's opening. But I think, you know, everyone's prepared for the London, so why would it be a good idea to play it? If people are facing it constantly, then everyone is like really kind of prepped for it. So why would you even bother playing it? It doesn't even make sense, you know? Why would you want to play something that everyone is prepared for? You don't have any surprise value at all there. All right, Mahang is back. Shreyash Royale with cheese. Sadiq from Tunisia. We had a draw. I don't remember. Ruslan Bear blocked and back. And Adnan looks okay. So we're up to 17 players. Let's get at least 20. Well, no, I mean, I think that for an absolute beginner in opening like the London and the Kali system, whatever, some system, it's fine. You know, King's Indian attack can be included there. Maybe more complex because that leads to more closed positions, but yeah, for absolute beginners, it's a way to get started. But yeah, I mean, for club players, you need to kind of progress beyond that. 9 minutes for 20. Oh yeah, we're going to get to 20. We're going to get to 20. Shreyash Royale with cheese. Please don't close the window. Don't jump out of the window. Now, there's some suspicious ratings, right? 1,600 Blitz, 1,500 Rapid, and 2,200 Classical. That's like the guy that cheated against me in the 15-15 tournament last week. Victoria N. 56 games. Yeah, you're just on the edge. I guess we can accept them. Just under 100. Vadim, 1357 Gam. My friend is Penguin. You mean Pingu? That Penguin guy played the London, right? Very trendy with like young players that don't understand the difference. All right, Vadim has a lot of games. You know, he's from the Evil Empire. All right, my friend is Penguin. So let's go, guys. We got 20 players. One more to make 20, and we'll start. We got 7 minutes. Yeah, that's why I'm banning the London, because it's boring, and I feel like I just play the same game over and over again. You know? Not a complex opening. I disagree with Magnus on that count. It's kind of the opposite of complex. It's just mindless development. Let's play blindfolded. That's kind of a weird account, huh? Yeah, I don't know about that one. They have quite a strong bullet and blitz. Over 2400 is a bit tough. Rogozin. That's cool. Alright. Rogozin isn't blocked, are they? No, I don't know why though. We only played 2 games with Rogozin. It seemed more familiar. Okay. Now we have someone dropped out because we had 19. I added Rogozin and now we're down to 19 again. Somebody fell out of the list. I'm going to start with 20. Because we're just... I don't know. There's a million people doing these stupid simuls where they play like 5-minute simuls and whatever. And people jump in those and they don't know the difference between like a decent time control and playing a 5-minute simul, which is just really, really trash. I mean, imagine the quality of games that someone's playing in a 5-minute simul. A 5-minute game, the average 5-minute game one-on-one is like really low quality. But if you're a master trying to play like 15 games at the same time, 5 minutes, imagine the quality that you're playing. It's absolutely horrendous. It's sort of like, why even bother? Just for pure entertainment. Whoa, another super strong player. Alright, he's not over the edge. He's not over the line. Sagatame. Hunks Agadami. I don't know if that's trying to say something, but I'm not feeling it. Alright, Hunks Agadami. It's 20 players. Last call, guys. Do you read messages? What the heck does that mean? No. It's not very polite. Yeah, Ram rules chess. You're not talking about like messages on Lee chess, are you? Ram rules chess. You must have been included in the simul. So what's the problem? That's good. We're ready to start in just a couple minutes. I'm going to give people like 2 more minutes. We can start early, but sometimes there are people like Nefedov who show up, regulars who show up, you know, they're expecting that they can still join until 7. So, Cool Games Pro. Wow, why do these guys keep coming up? Where are these guys coming from? Where are the guys saying, like, why is a 2600 bullet player showing up suddenly? That's weird. Cool Games Pro? Wow. That's pretty strong. But I'm afraid that a bullet player is going to drop out. You think a bullet player with no rapid and classical games is going to last in a 3-hour simul? I don't think so. All right, I'm just going to start with 20 players. Screw it. For some reason, I'm not getting a lot of entries, so we're going to be settling for 20. Mr. Slow, thanks for donating $50, guys. We have $600 to go to these. $600 to go. So the board is on a little crooked, but it's all right. We can see it. That's fine. So, ready to start. Good luck. Good games, whatever you prefer. Acerbate, Adnan, Honk if you like me. My friend is Pingu. Mr. Slow and Steady. Rogozin. Richard Brenton. Ram. Tough. Reduce and Reuse. Ruslan Bear, Skaki, Sinus, Vadim, Victoria Ni, AP87 Heroku Mahang, Marinkatum, Nefi, and Shreyas. Total of 20 players. All right. I did not set this to all white, so we're going to get all the whites, then all the black games popping up here in a minute. And I do play everything with white. The English. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I have a bunch of systems I do play. We can also just play like a King's Indian. Let's see. Another English. What are the chances of that? Mr. Coffee is subscribed for 95 months. So you're ahead of Astrobate by 3 months, Mr. Coffee. Move 11 is the record holder. Move 11 must be up to like 98 months or something. I am waiting for you, Sladgie. I'm going to go with my tournament rep because I've got to prepare. Nothing. I'm not going to screw around here. We got to play as if we're playing in the World Senior. I want to get some practice. Who's not here? Arsenal fan. We have another English, the third English. This is a huge record, like 3 Englishes out of 10. That's crazy, and we're not even through all the white games yet. We already have 3 Englishes. What the heck's up with that? The English overtook... Oh no, the English overtook the London. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you playing this? This is like the worst opening in chess, man. Yeah, don't even remember what it's called again. The England Gambit. That's like the worst opening in chess. It's better. I mean, it's probably worse than the Grob. So I played the English. I got G6. Alrighty. What are we gonna do? King's Indian players. Are you scared of the English Open? Yes, I'm terrified. I play it all the time. No, it's just surprising that, it's not that popular. That you would see it 3 games out of 10 online. All right, who's not here? Morales is not here. This is his favorite closed Sicilian move order. I also sometimes use knight c3. But the real danger with this is not just the closed Sicilian, but white can still transpose back to open. So you don't know for sure they're necessarily going to play a closed Sicilian. I've been playing some games with e6. But if white turns around and tries to make it an open, I'm kind of out of book. All right, g3, that's an annoying move. Kind of cancels out any b6 counter fianchettos. This move order is a bit problematic for my repertoire. So now it's either e5. I normally play e5. But I can also just play a King's Indian. I really should throw out some King's Indians because people aren't expecting me to play the King's Indian. It hasn't really featured in my repertoire in recent years very much. Although I used to play the King's Indian all the time. It's been less and less, so people probably won't be expecting it. Alright, so knight c3, yep, whatever. English defense. Well, at least I have a place to like lean my arm. The worst thing about the last team game I played 2 weeks ago was this horrible table where the boards were, where there was no place to actually lean on. This tiny little crack after the board, it looked like a centimeter wide, where you could like try to fit your elbow. It was very uncomfortable. Then your like arm falls off the table. Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Are you serious? Alright, stop asking stupid questions. That gets annoying after a while. I'm a kid, that's my job. How many questions? What's your record for questions, consecutive questions asked? No, I lied to them about the IM title and I scammed them. I'm not really an IM. Well, maybe I was, but they took the title away for sucking. All right, here. D6. I'm going to be doing D6 a lot in the Sicilian. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whenever I like tell myself I'm going to play E4, I chicken out. I'm like Taco. Are really a sire? Sired. You've been sired. You're sired. That sounds like something, yeah, something Taco would say. Oh. Brutal. Brutal. The Slav. Nephew Slav. I hate the Slav. It's kind of relative to London, but you can't blame people for playing the London with black, you know. That's the problem with the London. You're basically playing like you're black with the white pieces. It's lame, you know. It really is lame. Yeah, here's the closed Sicilian. So I had a couple games with this is kind of new to me. I had a couple games with someone on Sound, one of our regular opponents here. Now the Kraken, this is a secret weapon. Not my not so secret weapon. It appears with A6. I try to be unpredictable, but I'm too predictable. I'm predictably unpredictable. See, now when you say something like that, no, you are not, no, you are not right. Bro, how do you interpret that? You know, what am I supposed to do with that? What does that even mean? Yeah, and next line, no, you're not right. Sorry, I don't know what to do with that, man. Hard to understand the meaning of that. That could be interpreted in many ways. Right. Right. Acerbate, where are you, baby? Kojak loves you. Oh, Bishop G5. Yeah, I like Bishop G5 here. So basically, the what is that? The England Gambit is like, it's like playing the, well, it's worse. It's like playing the Black Mardemer with black. Tempo down. It's horrible. There must be some idiots out there that promote the England Gambit. It's the worst opening ever conceived. You lose your central pawn for nothing with black pieces. You couldn't invent anything worse than that. You might as well play f6 on move 1. It's a far better move. Like d4, f6. Any f6. F6 is way better than the England Gambit. H5, way better. Oh, don't tell me who you are, Shreyas. Well, anyway, I couldn't guess you. Okay, it's fine. I wouldn't be able to guess you anyway. But we play this guessing game. That's why I'm in Zen mode. I can't guess the new players anyway, but I'm just saying we normally keep it secret. Of course, it doesn't matter in your case because you're new here. I have to be pretty lucky to guess you. All right. So, oh no, it's okay. I mean, since you're new, it doesn't matter. Here. So, Royale with cheese. Shreyash. I'm Hungarian. I'm speaking like a Hungarian. There's the Indian English player Shreyash Royale, who played in some tournaments here. A junior. Yeah, now, here I can actually go back to a more normal setup. I don't have to play for d5. So I can do g6. This is a more stable sort of thing. Okay, I like to play all different stuff. Yep. That's a good solid system. Now this is an unusual move. Bishop e5 check. So knight c6 transposes, bishop d7 transposes, but if I play knight d7, what do we get? We get yeah. Well, that's transposing too. Let's try knight d7. Now queen c2 is a sharp move. You know, white's trying to support e4. So I can play d5, d5, c takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5. That's a line. Queen takes d5. And if queen takes c7, I think he gets in trouble. Yeah. So that's a line. I take with the queen. But I kind of prefer allowing white to play e4. There's also this move, knight c6, which is kind of experimental. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. When I get there, I'll let you know. Okay, so queen d7 maybe. The other possibility is black could play f6, and I take, and they take with the knight, and again, it's like a reverse. So I think this is very good for white. But now I guess I have to finally release the tension and take. But I think that black's queen is misplaced. And so there's some value here for black. But he can't castle queenside with the queen on d7, you know, so his pieces are a little bit awkward. And he's down a pawn. It's like you're down a pawn with interest. So here we have options. I think I even tried knight f6 in one game. It's an interesting move. What could possibly go wrong? Imagine knight f6, e5, knight e4, knight e2, and my knight gets trapped on e4. If knight f6, e5, I have to go back to g8. But you could argue that white's also kind of overextended. I played c5 in this position. I mean, e5 is like a reverse b3 Sicilian or Snyder variation. So what's up, guys? Talk to me, Mr. Coffee. Oh, it's too late. Yeah, Mr. Coffee, how are you? How are you feeling better? How are your leg cramps? I hope you're feeling better. I can't decide what to play. We'll just hit the center. Grunfeld. Lazy variation. I finally had some lobster, my first lobster in 6 years. Mr. Coffee, I hit that restaurant we went to. It's quite expensive. But I got lobster. That one nice restaurant we went to. Where you got fish and chips. They put me at this dark table. It was kind of weird. Alright, so we have to stop queen h4 check. Here. Bishop g7. Kings. Alright, now it's a King's Indian. It is. We've gone to Fianchetto King's Indian. Play my game. Oh, you're green now. Chesscott changed his color. How did you do that? You changed from brown to green. Did you change devices or something? Was it good? Lobster was good. I can't get lobster in Budapest. It's hopeless. I haven't had lobster in 6 years. Yeah, that restaurant is really good, but it was super expensive. You know, one thing I never got, I was in New England where they have very good seafood. But I never got fried seafood. Kind of bummed about that. Not healthy, but fried seafood is very tasty. Things like fried oysters, fried scallops, fried whatever, you know. I didn't get any fried seafood. Kind of bummed about that. All right. The Nefudavian. Ilinchich would always play like bishop d3 here. Maybe I'm thinking of a different position. Yeah. Oh, wow. Bishop c4. That's aggressive. So this gives me all sorts of possibilities. But I think that b5 makes a lot of sense. You're basically now getting kind of a Bodler type of thing going on, where the bishop just gets hit with tempo. I can play knight takes c4, then equalize. Well, maybe not. No, I think b5. I mean, d5 probably reaches a French exchange, but this is much more dynamic. I don't think that bishop c4 is a good idea for black there. Talk to me, guys. The lobster gambit. Oh, I mean, grilled or smoked. I mean, grilled seafood is great, of course. But there's a kind of junk food style seafood redusa where you just like fry it, and I didn't get any of that. It's like fast food seafood. Well, I mean, it's kind of like fish. Okay, fish and chips is typically fried, right? The typical British fish and chips thing. Mr. Coffee got the fish and chips. All right, so knight f3, that's a safe move. So the problem is, all right, if he goes d5 now, I'm trying to remember. I think there was a game where Berkesh played d5 here. Good old Ferenc. I came across that game. In fact, the tournament's cross table from 1997 when I beat Ferenc Berkesh to make my first I Am Norm. Ferenc was, you know, he's a 2660. He's a very strong Hungarian player, but he was just a kid, and I beat him. But he was already master strength. Let's try d5. So he was no Karyakin, though. So all the record holders are 12 for becoming a master. Or grandmaster, I mean. Or is it 11 now? The youngest ever grandmasters? They're all 11 or 12? It's 12? Or 11, I can't remember. Funny how everyone's almost the same age. Yeah, so typical mistake here is the move d3. What's up with queen e2 in this position? I wonder. You can take. You can always take. Always take. Philosophically speaking. h3, that's really early. I figure in a lot of variations that might be kind of irrelevant. British use a really delicious batter for fish and chips, yeah. There's like beer battered fish and chips. But there's a big scandal lately in the last couple of years about the cost of fish and chips getting like really ridiculously high. Fried shrimp. All right, I like thinking about food. Anyway, I was glad to go back home. Maybe c5's not so good because it's a Benoni after that, and h3 kind of fits there, to be honest. Where does h3 not really make sense? I mean, maybe I just go e5 right away. You're not preventing me from playing e5, so why don't I just play it? Of course. It makes complete sense. So, unprovoked exchange on d7, why? Okay. This makes sense, right? 97. Now what do I do? Now I'm playing the, I'm playing the Caro Khan. I guess he has F6 and some F6 knight F5 type stuff. That's kind of annoying. Well, we can live with it. The bowler in reverse. Knight F3 E4. Knight H4. So this is serious. Bishop C5 is probably a good move. This is one of the best moves for black here. This is a Berlin with Queen E2, which is kind of unusual. Gashimov was among the people who played this with white. It's kind of a rare line. We're playing like a Worrell attack. But black's playing a Berlin, not a A6 type Spanish. In any case, C3 is a useful move. Of course, I can exchange as well. I can try to take that pawn. I don't think I can do it right away, though. He's just going to win the pawn back. Black has all sorts of tricks. You know, you wonder, though. Takes on C6. D takes. Knight takes E5. And now, if you play Queen D4, for example, I have Knight to D3. Knight takes E4, losing a piece for black, probably. Queen takes E4, losing a piece for black. So black has some kind of like long-term compensation. I don't really like that. Here I've played C5. It's really a little extreme, but probably not bad. Because if I play Bishop B7, he might have Queen E2. Black has a wide variety of choices here. Pretty much anything. I mean, Bishop B7, Knight D7, C5. I mean, B4 is an attempt to win a pawn. I guess that should be seriously considered. Maybe I should just do it. I mean, B4, Knight A4, Knight takes E4. That's a serious central pawn. I don't like to be materialistic, but honestly, I think I'm kind of tempted to do this. Alright, so finally a proper opening. Wow. I'm going to play the classical. That's my main repertoire. I've been toying with the Najdorf, but I don't think I'm ready to play the Najdorf necessarily in a serious game. Need more practice experimenting with the Najdorf. Here, this is also a type of English, Boffinic English. What if I play G6? G6, 92, Bishop G7. I mean, it's interesting. Alright. Oh, here I have Knight B4. That loses a piece. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Alright. Now another one. Now I can play D5. I had a game with Shabalov like this years ago, around 2003, where I sucked the life out of the game and drew him. It's funny, there's no American Grandmasters registered for the World Senior. Last year we had Kaidanov and Shabalov playing. I'm like, there's only one other American player who's higher rated than me registered for the World Senior, which is sort of disappointing. It was nice to hang out with Shabalov a little bit last time. Well, I have a friend playing, but not many. All right, so guys, talk to me. Recently, a lot of shorts show up for me about Davi or In and Out. Haha. Oh, the fast food In and Out burger. We don't have that on the East Coast, I don't think. We have Five Guys? I had never been to Five Guys. That's something kind of new. All right. Yeah, that's funny that you get like American commercials. It's an odd reason to visit. Well, says you, Mr. Coffee. You discriminate against fast food aficionados. Food is never. Five Guys is not worth the money. Okay. I like how they have Jersey Mike's now in New England. That made me kind of sick. I was like, come on, man. Yeah. Well, everything's... Even McDonald's is insanely expensive here. I miss Wendy's, though. God. It was so good to get Wendy's, man. Oh, this is the line that I analyzed in my videos on YouTube years ago. Wendy's is so much better than Burger King or McDonald's. It's just ridiculous. You get more food. It's tastier. The portions are bigger. Well, at least definitely bigger than McDonald's. But I always like Wendy's the best. It's always sad because there's no foreign locations. Maybe in Canada. We talked about this before. Yeah, McDonald's is outrageous. It's outrageous. They serve like garbage and they charge a lot for it. For eating like horrible food. Wow, B6 right away. So that's actually that's maybe the way that's recommended, right? Bofinic. Well, not just Bofinic, but Bofinic after Aleocane. I think Aleocane was the first one to do this for black. This Queen B3 line. Yeah, actually, it's a bit weird though. He played E6 and B6. Yeah, that's the line recommended by Botvinnik. I believe Aleocane played it first. It looks kind of loose, like your pawn chain is. The white setup just isn't that great. I mean, the queen on B3 isn't that great. Oh, there's also the famous game, a similar position where Rudolf Spielmann sacked a piece and like destroyed someone. This is for Acerbate. He loves the Vienna game. He used to love playing the Vienna game with white. If I played something like Bishop B5, what would that be? Well, it's still a Vienna game. Yeah, this is a funny move, right? A lot of beginners do this. It's like illogical, but not that bad. I don't ever really played this line very much, but I'm surprised a bit by Bishop G6, but why not? So what if I played knight E5? Like force him to make a decision. I like to alternate between talking about chess seriously and things like fast food. Lord behind, this is it. You know, I brought this picture back. Can you guys see this? That's actually my dog, my former dog. And he was the lore behind. He was the lore behind the name. That's Sage Sladgie. Sage or Sladgie. He was half German Shepherd, half Rottweiler. Really funny dog. He was a funny dog. We used to call him Sladgie. So I made my name after him. He passed away a long time ago, but he was really funny. He used to steal my shoes so that I couldn't go out and leave him home alone. He would take my shoes and like hide them somewhere because he had like separation anxiety. Pretty funny. I'm like, dude, where's my shoes? If you left him at home, he'd like start barking, and you could hear him like all the way down the street. Yeah, I don't know what to do here, guys. I should probably just develop. Like, this doesn't look great for white. I mean, the d5 square is a little weak, like they always say in the dragon or whatever. So maybe I'm safer playing like e6 than white has knight b5. Probably not. e6 is fine. Alright, that's the lord. That's funny that you asked that question because... oh, the draw. Oh, no. Offers a draw. No. No, no, no. No. Yeah, bishop f4 is interesting, though. You know, but you're supposed to play... well, what are you supposed to play here? Actually, good question. Probably knight e5. But why offer a draw? See, the problem is that knight c7 is not really a threat. Yeah, this is kind of what I figured would happen, right? So, should I go knight to c4? I think so. Or maybe knight e4. I mean, obviously I can play bishop g3. That's fine. But yeah, do I want my knight getting sucked out to, like... Why do I want my knight getting sucked out there to the side of the board? Of course, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so this is really close to that Spielman game I was talking about. How did Rudolf Spielman do that? He sacked a piece with black in this type of position. Not remembering. I think, okay, white played like knight e5. But how did black sack a piece now? I don't recall. This shouldn't... This is basically black is playing exactly according to book recommendation. White must have played f4. So c5 is a threat. What should I do about it? Plus I need to get my kingside developed. Wonder if g3 would be stupid. Bishop b2 is kind of lame. Rook d1. Very dangerous. I guess c5, we're just going to have to allow c5. Really need to get my kingside developed. Yeah, this is the coffee house. It's like the coffee house opening. Yeah, it's funny. Oh, that's funny that you mentioned that, Mr. Coffee. I saw this article from the Budapest Business Journal or something. They're opening a Popeyes in Hungary. Like some kind of affiliate of Popeyes in Hungary. This is really weird. My kids were like, what? We've never even like had Popeyes. They've never even had Popeyes. So, it's like a New Orleans. I mean, here, we don't really have... I mean, there's just like chicken. There are chicken places, but nothing like Western. Well, no, KFC. I mean, we have KFC. Actually, I'm crazy, of course. No, we have KFC. But it's kind of gross. Yeah. Alright, so d4. So now you play knight f3, and now we transpose to a King's Indian where I have the option. I have options to play a lot of things here. Knight d7 is a main line. Knight c6 is less common. Probably also better for white. e4 is too early. I could play some weird moves, like queen e7. Well, weird moves. Queen e7 is possible. I wouldn't be able to get that position under normal circumstances. But I don't really like queen e7, bishop g5, c6, and then something like c5. I'm thinking too much. Have you ever tried multi-streaming, and would you? Well, I'm doing YouTube now, but I haven't really set it up properly. I just throw that out there. And I have done Kick in the past. I haven't been on Kick in a long time. Yeah, I would definitely. I might do that. Maybe I should try streaming on Kick. Do a multi-stream on Kick. I don't know if it's really worth it. Does any good chess player still stream on Kick? Like, I mean, Hikaru was the first, and I did it for a while. Anyway, I'll just transpose back here. I feel like E5 is a move, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, E5 is a move, isn't it? Crazy. E5 is pretty crazy. E5 pawn takes pawn. Yeah. So Hikaru is still streaming on Kick? Okay. Kick had some scandals lately. Well, no surprise. Alright. So I really want to just get developed. But Kick was always meant to be edgy and mostly gravitates towards gambling type streamers. So here, bishop takes c6, d takes c. I could stream poker, but I'm not that into online poker. I don't play online poker anymore, so it sort of doesn't make sense for me to do poker streams. I basically quit playing online poker like 10 years ago. I used to do it for a living. You know, that would be cool if I was still playing online poker. But I think that the Kick gravitates toward a lot of these like slots and other kind of stupid casino gambling, online gambling guys. So I don't know about taking this pawn. Bishop takes c6, knight takes c5. It still looks dangerous to me. I'm not really interested. Yep. So we're getting closer and closer to Rudolf Spielmann here. Now the good thing is if he plays c5, I can take. Bishop on b7 is hit. What happened in the Spielmann game was white played knight e5. How did black sack a piece in that game? I cannot remember. Why do I have to play knight e5? I don't. Farag Ivan, the Hungarian Grandmaster, used to play this line with white. I played it. Okay, that's a critical move, d4. Now we're in main line, h3. I haven't played the black side of this in years. I had a weird line that I played, and I got crushed by Lynchich the last time I played it, and I gave it up. I used to play h6. This was originally I got from a Gelfand game. h6 is a weird move. I had some good results with it, but it's pretty dubious. I basically quit playing in like 2004, 2005. I used to like it because it was lesser known and people didn't know what they were doing, but the idea is to play knight h7 and knight g5. I don't think it makes as much sense against h3 as it would against like e4. You play knight h7 and you play knight g5, and so you increase the pressure on d4 by knocking out the knight on f3. I don't think it makes as much sense here. So c6 is the main line. Rook e8. Now, rook e8 is okay. Now, do we play queen e2, e5? I guess queen e2 is okay. Yeah, see, I'm not really afraid of this. You know, I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, you think you're playing like the Carey's attack or something, but I mean, your position is very hollow. I don't really mind, to be honest, allowing you to play g5 and just doing like knight e8. I mean, white's attack doesn't seem that dangerous. Without the light square bishop, he's got this like light square weaknesses everywhere. Now, still, there may be some danger, but I don't know, man. On the other hand, I could react and play like h6, which will weaken my position in the long run, buying me a little bit of time. Say h6, bishop e3, rook c8. Buying that time. I mean, there's h6, h4, that's slow. Do I want to play h6 or not? My original plan was just to castle and allow g5 and knight e8. And just say, like, white is kind of overextended. Then I guess h4 or f4. It is true that my knight is rather badly placed. Let's see, h6, f4, that really would weaken his king. Rook c8, even e5 is possible. Queen a5, another interesting possibility. Yeah, I could do like queen a5, but then what? Alright, I'm going to try this. Rook fd1. Yeah, this is best. We're getting a lot of people, they're like opening experts. I mean, we're seeing some very astute, you know. These are probably the guys who are like 2400. Oh, I got a headache. What is that about? Alright, so Rook d1 is... It's too late for that. I finished my coffee. Mr. Coffee. What other options do I have here other than d3, right? Chessable. Change the landscape. Yeah, I mean, it's, well, you know, information is much more readily available. Made more, I don't know, accessible to especially beginners. Bishop e3, wow, it's David Grigo. Unbelievable. Who would play like David Grigo against me? I played like this with white. Rip David Grigo. I had this game with this guy Sean Nagel, and he played black, and he did something weird, like takes a knight b6 or something, and I had trouble defending my c4 pawn. It was a counterintuitive move. I doubt it was this exact position though, but it's possible. So if you take on d4, white could even take with the bishop. More like a Pierce type formation. It doesn't seem that dangerous. So like takes, knight b6, something like that. And he had prepared this thing, or had just had it prepared. E takes d, knight takes d4, knight b6, b3, c6 or something. And he played for d5, and he just got in d5, and he was fine. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try this and see what happens. Now d6, d4 is overrated. I've actually been there. So this is a Marin? We transposed to the Marin. Oh, okay. Merano. The massacre in Merano. Yeah, I am not affiliated with the white side of the Marin. Very well. I have very loose affiliation with that line. Never really knew it. Never really played it. Okay, you ready to play e5? think you're forcing me to do this. White doesn't really want to see e5. Therefore, I have to play e5 myself. Yeah, this is the long diagonal. Connect 4. There are 6 pieces on the light square H1, A8 diagonal. Can we get 8 pieces, please? On that diagonal? So I have knight takes c3, b takes c, knight takes e5. And black has a good position. I mean, what does he have there? Queen a4 check? Does that do anything? Doesn't do anything. He could take, right? Oh shit, he could take and then try to like trap my bishop on h1. Crazy stuff going on here. I could play knight to d4, no. Well, I could play knight on db4. Then he pins me, leading to weird complications. You know, I'm trying to remember how this went, and I think it was knight takes c3, b takes c3, and maybe black doesn't even take the pawn right away. Maybe we throw in like bishop c5 or something. Yeah, I'm not in a rush necessarily. Attack that queen. This is a very good position for me now, I would think. Asterbate, what do you think? How's your Vienna? If he could play a6, I can play a3, by the way. I don't think it's necessary. Seems unnecessary. Alright, queen e2, that's a good move. Now I'm getting a little bit concerned. There is a radical option here for black. g5. g5 f4 would involve him sacrificing a piece. g5, yeah, it's a fun move. So, what do I do? Bishop d6. Karpov. We have gone over Karpov games in the old days. Yeah, originally I planned on playing knight takes e5, but then I realized, okay, there's a small problem. He can take, and then on bishop takes h1, I might be in a dangerous situation. So this is not what I want to do. I feel like it was bishop c5. Let's play this as a pawn sack. Speaking of the England Gambit, I'm like playing the freaking England Gambit here. Yeah, there was some good games. I think this is supposed to be good for black. But very little theory. Very few games have reached this position. I think even queen e7 might be a move. Queen e7, bishop g5, queen e6. Is bishop c5 too slow? You know? Do I want to castle queenside or do I want to castle kingside? Maybe I want to castle queenside. I mean, queen d5, bishop f4. I'm not sure what bishop c5 does. Bishop c5, but if he plays bishop g2, yeah, so maybe they play bishop h3. Queen e7. Queen e7 is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. It's a problem. Yeah, this is the Farago Ivan. So c6 is kind of passive for black. Black really wants to play c5 there. Knight g4. Wow. If I take with the queen. I like my position. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Here, yeah, maybe we need to consider bishop e3. Keeps the tension. Yeah, this is not a big deal. Okay, so white takes on d4 like it's a Pierce. But in my experience, like, you don't normally do that in a King's Indian when you've played c4. You normally take back here with the... So I could play like c5 and sack the exchange. Like bishop e3, rook takes e3. But that's very unclear. No, that's really radical. I mean, I don't know if I want to do that. That's a bit much. So I feel like just the plan. I talked about knight b6, but I think that's more against. That's more with the bishop on e3. Here I can play just, you know, sensible c6. Now we've got obviously a standard type position. All right, white played bishop e3. White's going to castle queen side. I could castle queen side as well. What's my plan? Maybe not castling at all. Rook c8 with exchange sacrifices. White has knight b5. a6, not a problem. Yeah, talk about England Gambit theme today. Thanks everybody for turning out and playing. This is my first time back in 2 weeks. Mr. Slope donated to bring us up to $2,400. I'm trying to raise another $600 before October 21st, which is well, actually the thing closes in 6 days. It shouldn't though. I don't know if I can change that. It should close only after next week, which would be 7 days. I don't know why I have it set for 6 days. Okay, so knight g4. I don't want to lose this pawn if I don't have to. This looks quite good for white, although f4 is very weakening. I think black is lost here. I have queen d4 even. Queen d4. Not exactly a developing move. Bishop f4, g5, h3, g takes f, h takes g. Looks very scary for black. But I would lose my bishop. That's probably fine. All right, now what would Ivan do? Rook c1, sort of robotic development. Another possibility would be a4, but if I play a4, maybe black plays a5. Still, I could play for b4. I don't really want black to get a knight on e4, you know, and not be able to get rid of it. You know, so we need a plan. Rook c1, c5. Is c5 a problem? Rook c1, c5 takes, knight takes. Queen c2. Yeah, so this is very equal. I'm gonna guess this is Nefedov, actually. He'd probably do something like bishop g6. For all I know, that's a normal move. Yeah, actually it probably is. I just never play this way with white. It's pretty lame. I was always so surprised that a grandmaster would play this line with white. It seems like a total draw. So e5, yeah, I think this is like a non-Karpov Anand or something. a4, there's knight e2. Pawn takes pawn, knight takes, bishop takes seems good for black. I don't really want to do that. h3, another, sort of standard type of idea. So if h3, pawn takes d4, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Bishop g5. Not sure if that does anything. It looks kind of pointless. So again, I wish I had studied the Marin more. But I guess I can play knight e2. Should I be doing that, like unprovoked? Doesn't feel right. Rook e1. That's interesting. Rook e1, pawn takes pawn, knight takes b5, pawn takes b5, e5. Well, let's see. Yeah, I was going to just play knight to c3 now. We have a problem with our d4 pawn. And I think there were like positions where white can actually sacrifice the d4 pawn. But again, knight e2. Knight e2 is a problem because of e4 getting weak. So it looks like I have to play bishop e3 if I want to defend this pawn. Or go back. Well, I have to bring one of my bishops back. Bishop e3 or bishop e2. Bishop e2 again is a problem with the e4 pawn. So I kind of have to play bishop e3, it would appear. Now that I think about it, I had a game with the Indian guy, Ganguly, when he was a kid. One of these. We had a relatively quick draw. Never really believed in this line for white, but it's safe. So a3 is, giving me a square for my queen. Yeah, this seems kind of lame for white. Knight g4, knight d7, knight c5, a5. Here I'm really, surprised by that move, knight b3. What's that about? I mean, he kind of has to castle queenside at this point. But anyway, I'm threatening b5, b4. I'm not able to play b5 yet. Maybe I could. But a6 looks good. I don't see a problem with a6. Now bishop f5, that's kind of a weird move. And this d5 should be fine for black. White's got a strange sort of Benoni where he looks kind of overextended. Yeah, I mean, the original thinking was that white gets in d4, he has a good position, but it turns out it's not a big deal. Yeah, I feel like we're still in some sort of weird book here. Queen e6. Am I gonna get in trouble? Shit, are you serious? Queen e6. And now he's threatening knight d4? Well, I can castle queenside. I can't castle queenside. I have bishop on g5. Alright, whatever. We'll figure it out. So bishop h6 is overrated, in our opinion. People do stuff like rook e8, and I just don't think it's really necessary. Probably best not to do that. Just play constructive moves. But what are the constructive moves now for black? What is my plan? I mean, I could try to get it. I could get in d5 and change the whole structure, right? It does make a lot of sense. I mean, there's nothing wrong with d5 for me. Whatever. Okay, fine. So a3, queen d6. Now he's lining up here. There's queen a2. Queen c2 certainly looks more natural. Yeah, no, that's really asking for it. I played many exchange sacrifices of this nature, and this looks like a pretty good one. Of course, it's far from forced. The forced is with you. Black has got to be fine. Knight b6, b3. That's like the Nagel game. It's like he took with a knight and he retreated the knight back to f3. It's got to be really lame. It's so tempting to take that bishop. And I'm sure that black is fine, but I mean, is it objectively my best move? That I'm not sure about. Knight b6, b3, d5. I mean, black has to be equalizing. Now, I think I have to take with the pawn. So f4. Interesting. The plan was to take. Yeah, this is a typical bad King's Gambit or Vienna Gambit for black, where he surrendered his center and doesn't have any compensation for it. Now bishop b7, he can't line up pressure here. So white can play sharply, but I don't see a need to do that. I think I should just castle kingside. Okay, so this queen a4. A very annoying little move. And we're obviously in a totally unknown sort of situation here. But knight d4 could be met by queen d5. So for example, like h6, knight d4, queen d5, knight b5, rook c8, bishop h3, nope. That's mate in one. No, almost. Yeah, h6 looks like gonna be the right idea here. So Astrobate, where are you? Is this you? Is this you? Could be you. Astrobate playing the black side of the Rossalimo. Trying to get an f6 and e5. Would you do that? Would you do a thing like that? Would you do a thing like that? Knight e4. We're good after knight e4. It looks very good. Maybe it's overrated. We'll see. Wow, so d5, okay. Wow. Takes. Yeah, I mean, I just take and play knight d2. I mean, what else can I do? Or, you know, if you take with the queen, that's a different story. Lining up. Well, I can move my queen again, obviously. Queen a4. And, guys, when we get to the hour, I'm going to show who's playing which games. But b4 is a normal idea here. b4, b5. Queen a4 is a threat. A little concerned he could get in b5, you know, knight b6, knight c4 if I play b4. b4, there's no going back from b4. b4, b5, knight b6. Of course, that is double-edged. All right. So, and we're looking at more, you know, very classic exchange sacrifices. Don't think it's gonna fly yet, but it might later. I think instead we should probably play e5 and turn this into what looks like more of a kind of standard Najdorf. I don't have to. I have queen c7. Castles queenside. He's going to have a lot of pressure on d6 if I don't play e5. All right. Now again, this exchange sacrifice is really begging to be played. His dark squares are awful. Massive weaknesses all over the place. You know, g3, e3, b2, e5, c5. But, you know, you have to control yourself. I think that it's often tempting to go into crazy stuff when you're just better with, like, more simple moves. My plan was to play d5, and it may just be equal. So queen takes now. He activates his queen. And black, well, does seem to have a fairly good position, honestly. Taking doesn't appeal to me, but I also can't waste time, so I guess I have to play like bishop c4. Now we're just better. a3 is always a possibility. Take away knight b4. This is just b2's hanging. But, you know, is there any danger here? Bishop takes b2. Well, knight d5, queen d5, or even pawn takes. So what's up with bishop takes b2? You know, I don't know. All right, now we have tactics. Knight takes e4. Knight e4, knight e4. Knight e4, knight e4, knight e4. Knight e4, knight e4. Bishop takes a1, knight f6 check. Bishop takes f6, no. Pawn takes, oof. Wow, that's brutal. Alright, this is an interesting game. Now b5. If I play b5 and he castles, and I play b4, what does the cow say, you know? Knight b1, that looks kind of gross. I like black. Okay, he didn't do it, so now I can play a4. Is black going to play c5? True. A4 is always a good idea. Maybe I want to play something like rook b1. Asterbate, is this you? You're not playing chess again until I finish 4 volumes of how to play d4. Uh-huh. So I take with the queen. That looks really good. Yeah, so we just have a good center. Sensible player here with black now. E4 is like a positional threat. There's also knight a5. And there's also just simply bishop e6. So black looks pretty solid. I mean, you have to consider knight h4, but my development isn't that great. There is knight d2, e4, knight e4, knight e4, pawn e4. f7's weak. The knight a5. Pretty annoying. But I can't break through against f7. I mean, what am I going to do? Maybe knight a3? That seems stupid. Alright, whatever. Okay, rook e8. Now f7. Again. Takes. This is different now, though. A little bit. Am I supposed to play knight e2? Seems weird, doesn't it? h3. Definitely a move. Pawn takes d4. Knight takes d4. Oh, wow. White played what? You just hung their bishop? Hung? You hung your bishop? Hunga-bunga? So it takes. I see. That's quite a tactical solution. Fear not. Wow. Wow, that's serious. Crazy. Whoa. That is serious. Queen d5 might be a good idea. Queen d5 and knight h4, not a problem. I think this is going to be necessary for me to play queen d5. Feels slow. That's crazy. Queen d5 castles, h takes g. There's another move I could opt for here, bishop c5. That would solve that whole problem. Yeah. Yeah, maybe bishop c5 is the ticket, because I get stop knight d4. Crazy. Well, I mean, I'll play f5 if I have to. I mean, maybe just d5, but then white can do crazy stuff like castle queenside. Well, white can still do that. But I could just play knight c5. Maybe that's the thing I should do here. Just knight d6 or knight c5. Yeah. I don't think I should do anything fancy. Alright. So black didn't do the crazy g5. We should be fine. Knight e7 check. Okay. You're gonna sack something here. He has a tactic. No pressure on the white center, really. Yeah, and again, I think this is very overrated. You know, bishop h6. We just have a very strong control of the center. And now h3 f5. h3 f5. That's pretty doubtful. They have good positions today. Right. Now black played what? h6, okay. So now a4. b1, okay. Now e5. I was worried about e5 there. I mean, I got a pawn, so it's not, like, fatal. I need to bring my bishop out. What am I going to do? Bishop e5, f4. Maybe that makes sense, strangely enough. Inducing f4, then going back. Uh-huh. It makes a lot of sense. So, good games today, guys. What does bishop f4 do? Well, I can castle queenside now. Now we're having fun. This is the basic idea. Okay, h4, king b8. Maybe I should play g5. Like, if you can get it, you should take it. g5, bishop g5. Yeah, h4 is going to be annoying. g5, bishop g5. hg, knight takes. Do I have a problem? Seriously, g5, bishop takes. What's the problem if I'm just patient? You know, castles, h4, king b8, what are you going to do? I think that's all I should do. Now, knight e2 drops a pawn. Apparently. What does it? Yeah, it drops the e4 pawn. But is that even good for black? I don't know. Okay, where are we at now? I've got two bishops, white. Both sides still king in the center. You played king d1. That looks like a mouse slip. You guys, that's got to be a mouse slip, right? White just mouse slipped king d1. I mean, he meant to castle queenside. Really bad mouse slip. It's probably losing. I mean, I assume that's a mouse slip. It's like gotta be. A tragic mouse slip for the opponent. Now the super boring Ilinchich variation. Is this Nefedov? Well, we'll see. We will see. It has a very strong Nefedov feel to it. And this is why you don't play. This was the game? Yeah. No, this was in English. Oh. No, this wasn't. This was the English line. Oh no, right. Right, Fianchettoed Knight. Yeah, I thought you might do that. But I'm really good here. This is an excellent position for black. Queen takes b6. Pawn takes d5. Queen takes b2. Hitting your knight. Or I can take with the a pawn. That also looks very good. My structure can get a little messed up. A, B, C, D5, knight D5, knight D5, pawn D5. But black's pieces are so active, it's ridiculous. Yeah, the one move threat. Now we play king B8. And this is pretty close to some games I saw in the opening Explorer. In that line previously on our show. What about D5 here? You're going to castle queenside? White has not committed his king to castling one way or the other. But I assume we're going to see d5. I mean, castle queenside. Sorry, Freudian slip. I can play d5. But if castle's queenside, then what do I do? I'd have to play e6. Looks really bad. I mean, maybe white has some compensation here. Effectively. Yeah, my idea was to loosen this bishop. So when he goes e5 to discover on me, he won't be able to take on d6 with a pawn. It's rather important, I think. And now we just have a good Najdorf. Rook e6, interesting move. That's the reason behind h6 apparently. Welcome back, Ringawi. It's going. I've got only 10 days till the World Senior. We're going. How are you? So black's going to double rooks. How's my queenside play coming along? I mean, maybe moving my bishop again isn't that stupid. Of course, we have lots of stuff. Bishop f1. Right here. Take with the knight. Open up my bishop. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, very dangerous position for white. He's up a pawn, but it's not very relevant. So as I said earlier, I think this is close to some games. G5 is a very possible immediate danger for the opponent here. So actually I'm thinking about maybe going off on him here with rook dg8. The Bee Gees. Of course, that might allow knight d4. Huh? We don't want to be allowing knight d4. g5, hg, hg. Knight takes g5. Queen h6. Something like knight h3. Black has obvious threats. There are other ways to skin the proverbial Schrodinger's cat. But the thing is going to come to the A file, and then the D file, rather. We're going to start doing D file. I am down a pawn. Though it's not a great pawn, it's still a pawn. If I go sacking more pawns, we'll need an Asterbate Larson quote to try to save the game. And G5 is what I want to play, but I don't think I can play it. I could just dominate the file. White, if white tries to do like king h2, he'll get g5'd for frickin' sure. He can't play king h2. So like rook d7, rook d1, rook d8, rook d7. Well, he will get in bishop h3 at some point. Now, what do I do? Knight e7, swinging my knight around to the other side. Knight e7, threatening knight g6. Knight e7, rook d1, knight d5. Do I really want to do that? Knight d5 is interesting. Knight d7, rook d1, knight d5, knight d4. Bishop d4. Yeah, it looks like white's pretty solid. Knight f4, someone gifted you a sub. Yeah, thank you guys for gifting. G5 HG. I keep looking at this, wondering if there's some attack. I'm very close to an attack here. Maybe I should go caveman. It does look kind of dangerous for him. King takes, knight takes, queen g6. I feel like he has too many moves there. Must be a very strong player with white, though. I mean, this is... feels like kind of best play. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't panic. Knight a5, rook d1. What if I just played something positional, like queen c4? Queen c4, knight c4. I'm down a pawn. I feel like the g5 is important. But I don't know how to get that in. I guess. So if we do rook dg8, I guess we're going to try it. Alright. Oh, I can't afford to give up dark squares here. h3. Takes. Queen takes. Not necessary. Not necessary. I mean, I don't have to do h3. Rook d1. Queen f2, knight a5. Rook d1 like pins another piece. Wow, f5, nice. Very reasonable Stonewall Dutch for black. Is that any Stonewall Dutch defense lovers out there? Skaki. Did Shaki play some Stonewall Dutch? This is Slav. Yeah, we thought this was Nefedov, actually. Bishop is actually holding up f4. I feel like you really need to do nothing well here. Okay, I'm scared, but where to put this bishop? Bishop c2. Bishop e2. Bishop e2. Judge e2. Judge Ito. Yeah, bishop e2, b4. Bishop f1. Bishop f1 is a possibility. Wow, he castled kingside. Okay, I'm glad, because castle's queenside was sharper for both sides. I prefer this. Less scary. I don't know why I'm even thinking about playing. I guess I need a place for my queen. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that mouse flip is devastating for him. This is a terrible Vienna for black. And a good illustration of what happens if you lose control and you surrender your center, what happens to you, you know? Again, the center. Now the dark squares. Looking very weak for white. Black playing this really safely. Bishop e6. What do I do? What do I do? Rook d1. Wow, that's a surprising move. Wow. Knight. You want my knight? Really? That's my bad bishop. It's your good bishop. What are you doing? Alright. Queen d7. Development. Anyway, that pawn needs to be protected. So he doubled the rooks. I'm playing g3. Now we're trading. Nice piece coordination, but you're down a clear central pawn. Yeah, I mean, white might have a tiny bit of compensation here. Yeah, this is Mr. Solid. Oh man, Mr. Zweck? Mr. Zweck. Mr. Zweck is donating $25. This is 35 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I don't know why my notification sounds don't work. Mr. Zweck. Thank you, Mr. Zweck, for your help. Mr. Zweck is very helpful. Back in Zweck. Zwackenzug. He's a Zwackenzug. So I don't like this e4 business. And the pressure on the d3 pawn. Maybe queen f2. Holy moly. But wait, I have knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Okay, f5. Well, that's nice, but it's not e5. It's much different. This is also available. Are you available? f6 is one of the most deadly ideas in chess. Clearly. But I want to watch for that. Yeah, I mean, I'll play knight e5 and give up the bishop on d5 if I have to. Nice bishops. Unfortunately, I don't have f5. So that king is trapped in the center, as is mine, but with the two bishops and his knight is bad. I mean, we should be clearly better here. I mean, I'm probably winning in some endgames. Which endgames, I'm not exactly sure. And what am I going to do with my king? This isn't so easy. I got to watch the a5 pawn now. Oof. Mr. Zweck. It's Mr. Zweck. There's Zweck. That is totally Zweck. You are Zwacked, man. And the f5 square is there. Zwack unicum. I gifted Mr. Coffee some Hungarian liqueur. It's similar to Jägermeister, Mr. Slow. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Yeah, bishop g5. Yeah, black saw the bishop h3 coming. Sees everything. What would Ivan do? Oh my God. What are you doing? Zweck in the middle. Mittelspiel. Mittenspiel. Playing with mittens. Knight f4? Anyone? Ugh. It's kind of gross. Schmittenspiel. Wow. That was unexpected. Oh my god. What is White doing? He played this game so well. I did not expect c3. Jeez. That's dangerous. I thought you would play rook c1, but I guess you couldn't because of bishop takes a4. Okay. Now I understand why and how things work. Queen d7, c4. Alright, so we're going to have to take the Mittenspiel. Bitte. Dude's sacrificing everything here. What the hell is going on? Well, black finally gets to attack the white center. I mean, it's a little bit late, but maybe better than nothing. Also, yeah, it's a nice idea to get the dark squares. Bye-bye white squares. But at least you get some dark squares. Not a bad idea. But I might have a tactic. I have e5. e5 looks good. Der Mittenspiel. I think I blundered now. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm just going to drop a pawn there. That's brilliant. Okay, whatever. Yeah, this is getting really good now. I'm liking this. Yeah. Check, king f2 takes, rook takes, check, king somewhere. Maybe I shouldn't do that though. There's no need to do that. Max Schreck. Mittenspiel. Oh yeah. There's this German guy at poker yesterday. He's half German, half American. That's a weird combo, actually. It's weird. He's like one parent who's American and the other one who's German. But he lived most of his life in Germany. It's weird. Alright. Yeah, you don't see that every day. German-American. American-German. I'm a German-American. Germanic-American. My parents are both American. With German heritage. We're practicing our German. Mittenspiel. Zwischenzug. Guten Morgen. Alright, it's almost time to do the big reveal. This seems like a solid player. Kind of running out of ideas. H4. Whatever. Power puff. Well, wait, I have rook takes d2. Bishop takes d5. Rook takes d2. Rook takes e2. What am I talking about? Rook takes e2. Rook d1. Bishop e6. Now, does my rook get trapped? And it probably does. I don't see any need to do that. Yeah, knight a5. That's what I figured. My queen's off the line now. And you are ready? Are we ready, sire? Yeah, now there's this mating issue, you know, with like queen a6 and stuff. So I'm not really cool on that. Well, you've sacked an exchange, so I can give one back. That's not an issue. The question is, should I give it back? And I don't really see why not. I mean, I'm up a pawn as well. It seems kind of greedy. It would seem kind of greedy. Pooh, I have knight g4. Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Knight g4. Ouch. Bishop f8, queen f2 check. King h1. Queen g2 check, king takes 93 check, king somewhere. King f3, knight takes d1. Yeah, that looks a little dicey. Why don't I just go here? Now, what the heck? What heck? I'm getting a lot of this bishop b4 business. Queen b3, a5. Our knight is nice. That's a nice knight I've got there. Yeah, queen b3. Avoiding the exchange of queens. Okay, so now I have a double attack. This looks very strong. With white's king trapped. Ah. Yeah, you moved your king back. I've lost some flexibility here with my pawns. What exactly am I trying to do? a5. Maybe rook a1. Alright, yeah, I didn't like this pawn hanging. We got a really good opponent here, I think. He's played really well. b4, knight c6. My d3 pawn is awful. I have two pawns hanging. So that's a serious issue. We're going to have to play b4, I guess. Right. Bishop or knight? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? That's a nice outpost. You know, I was going to take with a knight, but now I'm tempted to play bishop takes and play knight to g4. Yeah, wow, black went back. So black's slaughtered now. You have a chance here. I mean, you could have taken on d4. Takes on d4, bishop takes d4, and then if pawn takes e5, yeah, that's a huge mistake. All right, guys, who is this? Who is this? e45 player? I don't know. That looks like black is dead now, though. This is just too brutal. How's my bishops? White's sort of hanging on in this one, huh? This is the King's Indian Grigo variation. Rip David Grigo. Well, don't like my structure. I gotta tell you what's kind of pissing me off here. You give white a little time, they're going to consolidate this. Why doesn't it highlight the last move? I guess it's some setting. Yeah, white has managed to maintain equality, it looks like. Do I want to play d4? It's unclear. Can I put more pressure on that pawn? Queen f6 seems stupid. Rook a5. I don't know what that does. Whoa, what did I just do? So this guy... Oh, Adnan left the game early. Okay. Well, anyway. I was trying to play Rook a5. Does that move even make any sense? I don't know what makes sense here. a4 is a really annoying move. You're freezing my pawn. Keep me tied down to b6. Queen d7, queen b6, bishop h3. He doesn't even have to do that. I don't know. It was an idea. We're just going to do it. Okay. So bishop c5. Scary. I don't like bishop c5. I'll be honest. Maybe I made a boo-boo. Allowing that. But alright. We'll try to deal. Yeah, I don't mind if you want to trade knights. Phew. Wow, this is really over. That guy played the opening really well. Like, we're talking about Chessable or whatever. People studying openings more. Getting harder to identify the level of the opponents. You know, you think, wow, this is a noob or low-rated player, and it turns out, you know, it's hard to tell. Or you think it's a master and they just, like, blunder. You can't judge people by the opening play, really. You have to judge your opponents more based on middle game and end game before you really know what you're up against. Maybe a5. How am I going to do this? Don't judge a noob by its cover. The b5 pawn sack. Yeah, I don't want to be giving up material. Just about now. Queen a8. Wow. Allowing e4 and not taking. e5. Is this like Tomas Trensen or something? We said this was Nefedov. Alright, I'm going to guess Nefedov. It is. Okay. We got our first one. You guys are laying low today, though. I couldn't even identify Asterbait. Pretty crazy, really. This is Nefedov. Yeah, Nefedov is really solid when he wants to be. Okay, we go with the space advantage. No idea who this is. In English with white. Asterbait, would you do that? Not really. Normally, no. So I don't know who this is. I am literally completely unsure who my opponent is in this game. Literally and completely. Literally and figuratively. Am I going to get in trouble here? Another interesting question. Okay. Well, let's do this. Bishop takes, rook takes. Rook cakes. Now the d5. Going, gone. That's a nice pawn to get rid of. My white square bishop is very happy about that. And now we need to get the maneuvers on. But how? H4 was definitely sus by me, I think. But let's see, knight 92. Yeah, why not? Famous last words. I don't really want to do anything. Sire. Knight b3. Are you threatening queen a2? Well, you're threatening rook takes c3. That's a serious problem. Now, you finally got a trick in. Okay. Yeah, f5. Castle kingside. Phew, bro. Yeah, this is looking good. I have rook d1. Looks really strong. Yeah, why am I giving this guy time to do something here? Nef E. Dav. He's a close relative of Wile E. Coyote. 97. I thought you were going to go to g4. Feels passive for black. We got space. But I guess he has the F file. And he'll just try to get me on the F file. So we need to keep him honest here. You will defend. Rook f5. Oh, poor Nefedov. That tactic may not work. Yep. Yep. And c5. Well, I mean, do I even want to do that? Really? Everything's good. Holy tactics, Batman. Did black just hang a piece? Yo, he was low on time. White sacked the exchange. I mean, I figured that might happen, but not a problem. Not an issue. Knight g4. Hangs a piece. Oof, that would hurt. That would really hurt, man. That would not be good. Okay. c5. Again, rook f5 is going to be some sort of issue. So Nefedov, I don't know, man. I mean, he looks pretty solid here, actually. Not that easy to finish white off. I'm only up the exchange. I feel like this was a miscalculation. I wanted to get to the long diagonal. Alright, well, I guess I have to take. That was the plan. Nothing special. Oof. C5. Knight d2. R2 d2. What move is this? And who's playing white in this game? That was weird. I'm gonna say like Thomas Streinsen. I mean, someone who plays some weird stuff. It's R. Brenton. Well, that fits the category too. Alright, Richard Brenton with a spicy, weird white side of a Sicilian. Should I castle? What could possibly go wrong? My king might be safer where it is, actually. I'm not really sure what I should do. Okay, take and play like rook g8 and give up the freaking e4 square. Not in love with that. Maybe bishop g5. Nefedov is scary. Scary Barry. Rook f1, knight takes e5. Pawn takes e5. Right. Alright, now we can start doing some damage. F4. Yeah, there's still danger. The dark squares are dangerous for both sides. Aye aye, as they say in Hungary. Much as I'd like to play, what would Capablanca do? Queen d4, queen d4, a5. I could just play some kind of centralizing move. a4, a4, b4. I don't like my knight being chased away from c3. b4 is not a real threat. f4, there's f4 queen, queen b6. f4 queen b6. Gets kind of awkward. Could move my king, like king h1. Bishop e2. Leaving my rook with like no squares. That's always good. How about a knight maneuver? Knight a4, threatening knight c5. Knight e2. a4, b4. I don't know, guys. I'm better. I have a central pawn on e4, but my bishop's not that great. Maybe g3. No. I want to get that knight off of e5. It could drop back to d7. So if I move my king, he has like queen b6. It's really annoying. What if I forget the file and play like rook a e1 or rook d e1? Forget the freaking file. We go all in for f4. Black plays knight h5. I play like g3. I could play g3. There's a problem with that though. If I ever play, let's see, rook e1, g3. This looks dangerous. Next. Well defended. God damn it, Jerry. All that for nothing? Where's he going? That's gone. Who's this? We don't know. I mean, Asterbait is an outside possibility. And he would have lost on time by now. This looks really bad for white. Knight g4 is possible now. Rook f1. And then like queen. Oof. Yeah, I get in trouble there again. Okay, we can't do that. We'll have to grind him down. Speaking of grinding down. Maybe this. Yeah, I thought you might see it your way. Pawn takes, though. Queen b6. Rook a e1. H e1. King g2 is another possibility. Seems pretty counterintuitive. We want to give up the open file? Yeah, I'm having second thoughts about this. Right, okay. Now we got some stuff. Got more stuff. Queen c4. Look at that, sacrifices. Possible sacrifices on e5. We got the same stuff. Bishop f4. Oof. It just so happens we've got the same stuff. This is so good for black. The hardest game for me. I don't know. Zen forever and ever. It's forever Zen, but I'm trying to guess people. Ah, this is Richard. We know that. Forever and ever. I'm just going to take whatever. Yep. We have a problem now? Oh, crap. The comeback kid. No, it's okay. It might not be okay, actually. Unfortunately. Zen forever and ever. Zen is great, man. Zen is a great thing. You don't want to trade. Yeah, he saw this. Wow, what a comeback. Who's capable of this kind of comeback? who would pull something like this off, man? Blundering that pawn in the opening, like major blunder. I have no idea, man. I mean, they just gave me a pawn, castle kingside, and I blundered it back with this stupid tactic. So I just have to play rook f8 now. That's so stupid. Nothing else I can do. Nothing for it. Wow, h5. That's a passive move. Well, I think the time has come, you know. Draw offer. Accepted. I accept. First draw of the day. He's a leading draw exponent. Alright. Good there. This is getting a little weird. I have f3. If it's f3, it's for me, right? We've been here before. Boom. Cagily defending. I like stuttering, by the way. I'm really good at it. Alright, whatever. So e4, f4, whatever. Park the car. Mr. Coffee. Did you park your car? Yeah, speaking of f4, that's the whole freaking point, right? I mean, for like half a year now, this is... Well, he's got knight g6. This has got to be a good player. You know, the more I'm thinking about this, this could be like Mr. Slow. I'm going to go with something extreme here. I think this is Mr. Slow. I'm a fucking genius. I knew it. It was like, plus he was so interested when we got to that board. But, you know, I'm at a book in this opening, and I really don't know the theory very well. But, you know, I've kind of gone around thinking I sort of know it. But you're defending cagily and that time use. Yeah, we got him. I knew it. I knew it. It made sense, you know. It made sense. You're defending very cagily. I don't even know if I call it defending at the end of the day. Who's defending and who's attacking here anyway? G5 is a high-level move. Does it work, though? Okay, f4 takes, knight g6, f5. Well, the two possibilities. It works or it doesn't work. Knight h4 check. That's awkward. That's very awkward. You know, king g3, knight takes f5. So close yet so far away. Kind of a bummer. My queen not doing anything on b3, like literally. Knight h4 check, king f2. That's totally insane. And I'm in a self pin. Unbelievable. So what I could do is just like play f4 and sack the f pawn. Just go to like h2, let him have the pawn on f4, and say, hey man, I like your shirt. Because if I don't play f4, I may never get to play it. On the other hand, we have some other possibilities. There is knight e2, allowing knight c4. That looks like a great idea. Zen chess forever. What's up, Astrobeat? Move 11. How many months are you a subscriber now? You're like the record holder, right? Guys, we're up to 2425. My rating is getting higher. Can we get to 2500? 1,000 months now. Oh, wait a second here. I have f4 takes, king g3. That's pretty crazy. You know Mr. Slow is going to annihilate me. I can't do that. Something has to be done about this. I can't play that. Damn it. So the whole time I'm on the wrong plan, it looks like. Alright, G5's been played though. You can't take that move back. It might come back to haunt you. But it might come back to haunt me. Maybe I'll go back to the... Maybe I go back to the... He's going to play rook e8. The d-file does nothing. How about my queen? This is pretty classic Semi-Slav stuff. Knight d1. Derailment. Knight b1. Knight b1, knight d2. Zen chess forever. f4. Takes. Knight g6. I just don't have a move. I have rook g3. Well, that's kind of cool. Wow, maybe that works. Holy shit. f4 takes, rook g3. Oh shit. I think this works. This is a genius. We got him where we want him in this endgame. But my a5 pawn will fall, so actually it's not so clear. My king is still vulnerable. What about the h file? That's not a big deal, right? Nothing bad could possibly happen there. I think at this point we've sort of consolidated. Sort of. Another like chicken taco. I could chicken taco this like queen c4. I do that a lot. You know, I'm really I rely too much on these queen exchanges and stuff. I think it's a bad idea. Chicken tacos, beef, chicken, fish. Man, who is this, dude? Must be a good player. Blundering that pawn in the opening, though. That was weird, huh? I don't know what to do. Hope for a draw. Unbelievable. Now I'm worse. Oh yeah. Now what, like g4? We've got a lot of good moves. I don't mind trading queens here. Maybe g4 is too much. I don't want to underestimate this position for black. Black's position maybe not that bad. G4, knight d7, bishop g3. That's kind of dangerous. We gotta do something. Ooh, h4. That's a beautiful move. Alright. And we're on it. Well, why would I waste time? Oof. He overlooked a4. Bishop g3. Why did I think that was okay? I can take on d7. So bishop g3, f6, obviously. That's a strong player. I mean, I don't know who it is exactly, but seems like a very strong player. Oh man, queen over. Queen a3. Nice. Oh, I'm going to drop a pawn. Jesus. Another keen defender. Raymond Keen. Maybe queen f6. Alright, I looked at this. b4. Wait. Yeah, this is the only move. Jesus, this guy finds every move since that opening, after the opening blunder. Very strange. Who could this be? Using the anchor map perfectly, making the opening blunder, but then defending like Mr. Slow or something? Tomas, did we find you yet? No, this is Sinus. Okay. That makes sense. I knew it was a strongish player. You know, definitely over 2100. Although I didn't think that in the opening. Because of the opening blunder, I underestimated how strong this player was. You know, you're thinking, oh, it's just some beginner, he hung his central pawn. Yeah, but it's not so easy, right, to judge. That queen move is very strong. So rook takes. I don't know. Chew. All right. Well, I didn't want to do that exchange of pieces, but it happened. So this queen takes, check. If he takes on d6, he gets mated. Wow, just keeps finding moves. Sinusitis. Okay, b3's hanging. Oh no. What did I just do? What? I didn't move. Okay. Yeah, but b3 is not enough. There's... oh, that's awkward. Check on b5. Another brilliant defender. I guess I have no choice. Oh, I have a trick. Queen b3, rook b1, queen c2. It's not much of a trick, though. Let's see. Yeah, maybe it is. Check. Right. All right. So I have rook g6. Defending said pawn. Not easy to take out Mr. Slow, but I was lucky I found that rook g3 move. And something good happened with my queen on b3, which looks sort of weird the whole game. There is f4. It has like a lot of space here. Maybe this is too much. That's another pawn. So he's really stuck. Yeah, I saw this, but I had an idea. Rook e3. Well, that's not very deep. You know, at first I thought my rook was unprotected. Like, it doesn't even have to be protected for this to work. So now queen d3. Okay. Queen d3. I was thinking queen c2, but this is better. You don't want the knight on c2. Well, maybe I'm not winning here. There's also a question about c2 because I'm on the a3 pawn then. So queen c2, knight c2, rook b2, a6. Rook takes c2, a takes b, rook takes is probably that's a draw. Queen d3, take. I mean, I might be better with the structure there. Knight takes a7. Rook a8. Knight b5. Black is slightly better. So Mr. Slow now, he's in desperado mode. Desperado. Maybe it works. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay. It works. F2 is threatened. That's a subtle threat. And my rook is hanging with check now. Mr. Slow sees everything. Oh my god. Knight takes e4. Rook takes g6 check. Knight g5 check. Well, I have two pieces for the rock. Oof. That's a big rock. Space invaders of the third kind. Yeah, maybe this isn't so clear. Whoa. Okay. Alright. Alright. What? Yeah, whatever. 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 How do I finish him off now? Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Okay. Cly. Yeah. Rook A8. Maybe I should play knight 95 first. Convoluted. All right. That's mine. Where's the where's the devastating shot here? Check. He has queen g6, so I have to play just like queen e6. This is looking really bad for him. It, them, her. If then. Most pawns are still on the board. So I don't mind an endgame, you know, if you don't mind. But again, I think I chicken out too much. Sladgie always chickens out. Rook A4. Well, 95 first. The end. This is a fun game. He has a check, another check. Those darn checks. Why is this so difficult? A full rook up. He has a check on A4 as well. I guess king F7. Yep. Yep. Nice try. Okay. Kai. This is too close to win. Yeah, maybe. Well, we will see. Oh man, if I could only move my king. So we're not supposed to do the Zen mode forever. Okay. This is Richard Brenton. Sorry, Mr. Slow. Zen mode forever. We have no losses, 1 draw with Nefyadov. And we have 20 games today, not 25. Due to a low turnout. Yeah, I mean, much easier to go undefeated in 20 versus 25. We played some good chess today. I feel like pretty good compared to usual. Richard Brennan coming off a win, by the way. Just want to mention that. Obviously. Now, not yet. Maybe later. Oh shit, he sacked the exchange. That's annoying. Oh no. That's scary. So Sinus is still driving me crazy here. This is Ragozin. Okay. Well, my bishop has seen better days. We're going to have to play knight in at some point. Just not sure when. Well, I mean, it's a lot of pawns. Bad structure. Yeah, he stopped. Richard will not give up. He will never give up. On my pawn. Unbelievable. So check. Oh no. You're going after my pawn. No checks. Right? I never had such difficulty winning up a rook, but he will not roll over. All I need is a check on a4. But he has rook f5 too. It's really annoying. Oof. Yeah, rook e4, horrible. Why don't I double the rooks? Yeah. How can you survive here? It's so annoying. Well, we'll see. I'm better, obviously. Is there any way I could break through? Make a sack on h5, f5. What did I have planned? Well, I was hoping he would take, but he's not taking. Yeah, it's probably a draw. I was much better. How did you do that now? Oh, you played c4. Okay. Right, so f4. And now Richard's still... He's still hanging in there. Good old Richard. Rook e3. No. I'm going to play a3. He has queen c4 check. Thanks, guys, for playing. We still got some interesting endgames left. Looks like we're winning against Ruslan. That was Ruslan, by the way. This is Shreyas, who's new. We're winning now, obviously. Another pawn. Probably worth grabbing that. Yeah, Ruslan's toast. He's toasted. Although if he got the e4 pawn, I guess it could be kind of annoying. If you got my h7 pawn, I mean. h5, rook there, takes, h6, yeah, it's fine. h5. Rook somewhere. I don't know. f5 looks good. Now a3. Two draws and 14 wins so far. Quick simul. It's early yet. This is only 2.5 hours. Actually, yeah. Shreyas is lost. Ruslan is lost. Brenton is lost. And Sinus is still unclear. Yep. Yeah, that's going. Gone. Now we got him. We got him where we want him. We want him where we got him. So the final breakthrough against the white king here. He has no checks. Ooh, queen b3 is really nasty. Wow, that's hard to defend against. Oof. All right. Ruslan is done. Done for. Can we win them all? Oh boy. He's trying. I hope he's having fun. Well, I hope this was instructive. Can we win 4 out of 4? One of my better simuls. Interesting that they're not playing for a while might actually have had some sort of positive effect. Or not doing a simul for a while in any case. Yeah, I figured you'd see that. I figured you'd see it your way. Nah. Oof. Mystery Rook. Calming music for cats with anxiety. This cat has anxiety. I had a dog with anxiety. I have a guinea pig that has anxiety. Oh no. No blunders today. Limited blunders. I think everybody's gonna lose. First time I have a chance in the middle game against the master. Yeah, I mean I screwed that up. You had got enough compensation. What? How does that work? Acerbe, where were you? Sladgie, are you ready for World Senior? Sladgie always chickens out. I missed that comment a while back. I guess main in one would be best. Alright, thanks Shreyas. We have a couple games left. Not much. Is that it? Everyone resigned? Oh. We're done. 18 wins, 2 draws, no losses, 0 playing. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Well, we have 12 viewers today. That's a world record. Jesus. What's up with 12 viewers? Wow, that's weird. That's what happens when I don't stream for 2 weeks. Everybody forgets who I am. Mr. Slow, you missed a nice shot? Oh, no. Yeah, let's start with Mr. Slow's game. Go big or go home. The Mr. Slow, I made 2 inaccuracies, and he didn't make me pay. He was kind enough to make 2 blunders in time pressure, which is unusual. All right, let's see. So I never play the Marin with white. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. So e4, it's a move. This is a line. And now my move rook e1 apparently is not played. All right. I Yeah, so I'm familiar with like maybe 92 idea, which I use later. You actually got it. You got to be surprised. There's not many games here. You would think like such a variation would be extremely common. Um, this is very hard to believe. Very hard to believe for me that we have like 1,000 games here, and they're just getting whittled down. Now it's like 800, and white plays a wide variety of moves, but mine's the second most common move. So already now, and then after this, there's only 3 games where this has happened. So this is apparently just a bad move. So rookie 1 is just bad. So that's my first serious mistake. I mean, I remember this being a move. Well, anyway, okay, I make a mistake, and you're what? You're supposed to take on d4, which makes a lot of sense, because you're getting dark squares, right? So I was gonna play knight takes b5, I think. I don't know. I thought this was okay. What's the deal? That's weird. It's terrible. Oof. Yeah, okay, I totally overlooked. Yeah, wow. Alright, well, that was it. I thought I could play knight takes b5, but you have bishop b4 when I fork you. Fork me. So this is terrible. Yeah. Now, that's a very bad mistake by both of us. Yep. Lack of familiarity here. You know, I can't do this. I have to just play e5 and I sack the pawn. But what did I get for this pawn? Like nothing. So that's your first mistake. You letting me off the hook. And now we transposed to some game. And now your 95 is the same as this player played. Savina. And looks like you played okay. Yeah, maybe you don't want to play bishop b7 though. I mean, that guards the f5 square. She played a6, which is also a move to prepare c5. You know, the computer doesn't call this out, but maybe this is a mistake. Giving me knight f5. And I thought you would go back to f8. This was a provocative move by you. You know, I'm not sure that we can't label these moves as inaccuracies. I'm not sure the computer is right. You know, I think you might have made some inaccuracies there. My queen b3 is rather artificial, and I honestly missed how strong bishop c5 was. Now my queen is kind of misplaced. But anyway, okay. So I thought I was better. Yep. Should you go to b6, by the way? No. Wow. b6 is really bad. Surprising. So I'm better, but what do I do? You know, I didn't find it. I talked about the Capablanca style, just queen b4. But it's not a big deal. You know, I want to use my pawn majority. This is a strong move, queen b6. This is already, and g5 is a very good move, as is h5. And so now I went for it. So your g5 is a mistake. Wow. So you should go to the file. I thought you would do like rook e8, but it's not that good. So you should go to the file here. I mean, okay. So f4, gf4, gf4, knight g6, rook g3 only move, and then king h7, and wow. So after rook g6, you have a funny move, knight to d5. That's crazy. I took a knight, and now you just put your other knight in hang. That's hard to see, though. It's hard to see. Right. Yeah, that looks insane. So I have to allow this, check, and then I have to go up, keeping f2 guarded, and then after knight takes e6, it looks like white has to be very careful. You know, I'm up a piece, but yeah, the slightest mistake now, and I could be just dead. I have to find knight e2. This is very scary. Even if the computer says that white is like winning, I agree. Like, I don't know. I would have probably blundered or something with my king looking like this. So anyway, Yeah, well, I can't play the that line. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, next up, Shaki. Shaki played the opening greatly. Yeah, I mean, I guess my move like Bishop E3 isn't really like serious, but the whole line isn't dangerous. We're following Svidler versus Freyjane. Who you fan? Vallejo. H6 is a good move, and now I did this lame Bishop E3. But if I don't do Bishop E3, you're gonna play D5, right? I mean, it's just fine for black. So I don't know. What do I know? Wow, Bishop F8. Shaki. You can play Bishop F8. Say, why is my bishop on E3? Interesting. Yeah, honestly, I expected Bishop B6. So, keeping the tension here seems more logical. But how bad can trading be? Right? Okay. Yeah, this is also logical. And now I have to be careful. So I thought you might be better here. Because I have a lot of weaknesses. Yeah, I looked at knight H4. E4 is bad. So I played the best move. You played the best move. We played a good game. And even this. And now knight H4. I had. That was better. The way I played it doesn't seem right. I did something seriously wrong here. Queen F2. Takes. You could have taken. Here. I have D4. Wow. That was why I got my queen off the E line. But I didn't see having compensation. So the point is, like, I can take with the E pawn, and you can't take on A2 because of rook A1. That would have been fine. Yeah, so B4 was kind of second rate. And now here. And then Shaki just blundered. You could just play like E4. And okay, it's a little weird, right? Knight C5, Queen C8, or even Queen F5. So Shaki just made a one-move blunder. Who else? Marinka was an interesting opening, right? Marinka played the Grigo attack. This is a very early H3. But I don't think that we can really take advantage of it. And so, yeah, surprising how few games there are here. So I just did knight B7, we transposed back, rook E8, and now bishop E3. It's a line. Yep, I did the right thing. Yeah, so bishop takes is known. Wow, the computer really wants to do C5. This is an actual move. I mean, if you do bishop E3, I can sack the exchange, but the structure is not good for me. Asterbate, I don't know what I'm doing. Asterbate, where's your game, man? So I just did C6. We're following Lebojevic Planinic. Wow. Mr. Slow, classic game. Lebojevic versus Planinic. C6. Yeah, I was surprised that you played bishop E3. The computer wants to sack the exchange for real. I said, nah. It's really strong, apparently. My move's good, too. I could still sack the exchange. I decided not to panic. And now, you play queen B3. I should have taken on E2. I was afraid my rook would get trapped. And you're okay. And then I found this weird move, queen A8. So you should take on B6. Rook takes A4. And we're like equal. So that was equal, and then he blunders, allowing B5. A little bit of a premature resignation, but I understand. Maybe you didn't want to get that. Who else? So Sinus. Yeah, Sinus blundered in the opening. Yeah, you have to be very careful now. This is bad. And so you lose a pawn. I might have even had better. Wow. There's all sorts of stuff here for black. It turns out that the knight g4 is even stronger. That's crazy. Where's my follow-up? Wow, f5. Okay. Double fianchetto, baby. That's very strong. So I settled for the materialistic pawn grab. I wanted to play d5, but I didn't know what would happen if you castled. Yeah, I mean, it's probably good. I would need more time. So you ended up getting, like, somehow getting real compensation. This is just a computer line. You got real compensation in the game. You're not that much worse here. This knight a4 is funny, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I thought, okay, I'm just a clear pawn up. And already I have some technical problems. And I blundered this. Knight takes d6. And now you're better. You're better. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm lucky. I thought queen e4 was good, but it's a draw. It should have been a draw. Rook d1, rook d1, queen b3. Now it's a tough move to find rook d7. This is still good enough. Takes, 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 takes. Here. And you just didn't have a sense of danger. Still a draw. Yeah, like h4. You need to play like h4 to stop g5. After g5, it's still a draw, but you have to panic. And now you really have to panic. I don't know what you're gonna do. It's probably lost. Yeah. Heroku, what did you play? Oh, he went into this line. This is bad for black. Yeah. Yeah, Heroku, in this line you have to play bishop takes f2 check, king takes, knight takes e5. I looked at this. This is actually pretty well known. I did that on an old video on my channel. Nefedov, kind of a boring draw. We played perfect game. In the final position, Nefedov very generously offered a draw. He's better by point. No, it's equal. It's 0.0. All right, good draw on Nefedov. Well done. Richard Brenton, crazy game today. This was funny. So somewhere along the line, I messed up, and you were better. Very unusual to trade the bishop there unprovoked. Don't agree with that. You know, your attack seems kind of hollow, but still, interesting stuff. So I did g5. The computer doesn't like it. Yeah. Well, I don't have to play g5 right away. You know, there are other moves, I guess, that were better. All right, so rook c8. You know, and then you made the touch move blunder, right? Peter wants to sack the exchange here. Yeah, I could have sacked the exchange. You just did a touch move thing. So this is a finger slip. But obviously, you know, it's already going good for black. But let's say you castle, right? Which is what you intended to do. I play b4. You do something like knight d5. So it's like the game, but your king's castled instead of king d1. Obviously a5, threatening a4. King b1, a4, knight c1. And so it's like a kind of normal Najdorf. This is what should have happened. But instead, you know, Richard accidentally, I'm assuming he accidentally played king d1. Although some people are crazy enough to probably play that move intentionally. I don't think even Richard would do that. All right, that was pretty crazy. I think you're basically lost after that, but you managed to put up a little bit of resistance. It should be really gone with my light square bishop. And that's why at the end of the day you don't want to do that. You don't want to give up your light square bishop early on for no reason. You have to have some kind of compensation. Anyway, my friend Mohang, a couple players left early. Ram lost the pawn and resigned. AP87 played knight hg3 and left. Well, I don't know why everybody left so early. Acerbate was the f5 guy. Acerbate, early res? Why did you resign? I had the feeling this was you. I would have guessed you if I had had more time. So why did he resign? Let's say queen c4, knight f6. Yeah, it's an ugly position, but you shouldn't resign, you know. So what went wrong? Bishop takes c6, b takes c6, e5. No, I play queen e2. Okay. Wow, g6. You can play g6 right up your alley. That's better. Much better. Your central pawns don't get messed up. After this, I think you should probably take. Can you hear me, Acerbate? Can you hear me now? You should take or play knight d5. This knight g4 was kind of weird, but maybe it's not so bad. Okay, take here. Bishop f5. Maybe there's no time for that. And now f6. Logical to try to play for e5. But your knight is messed up. Yeah, on g4. It's seriously messed up. Alright. Any other interesting game, guys? I'm going to get going. It's been kind of a tough weekend. I don't know why AP87 resigned so early. Reduso. Oh, Reduso was the interesting game. Wow. So I messed up here. Wow. So this was crazy. I thought I'd play this right, but apparently not. Oh my god. I'm totally, like, lost. I confused this position with a different position. Wow. So d5 is not right. Oh my god. I've looked at this before, too. I'm supposed to play knight b4. Maybe I even have a game there. Schumacher twice. Oh man, I did this before. So I've done it twice now. d5. I did it against Schumacher, and I won. And he did cd5, knight d5, knight d5, queen d5. I forgot about this. e4, queen d6. And he played the wrong move now. It looks like d5. Wow. So this is totally, like, not working. Wow. Yeah, so this is a huge blunder. Yeah, g3 was bad. And then it resembled some other variation. But it became an interesting position now after e5. e5 is really strong. We finally got... Well, let's see if this could possibly transpose to something, but probably not. Queen e7 was best. Best. Here. 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 We played correctly. Yeah, I thought forever on rook g8. And then you blundered with knight d4. That's funny. I didn't see h5 either. I figured you just go to the d file. But what I don't understand is why didn't Reduso play, you know, king takes, g2. Queen d5 check. Whatever. You know, it's a draw. I mean, this endgame is probably a draw. So he went crazy with d takes c5. That was it. No chance after that. We both misplayed that game. A whole bunch of people just left. Vadim, Victoria, Honky, Sagatame. Shreyas was a good game. We had too many people leave early. This was probably my most accurate game. But, you know, against Shreyas, when they play d4, it's not dangerous. So I learned this years ago from a certain Vietnamese grandmaster who did it. I think I have my game with white. I should probably just keep the tension now. I was thinking just like queen d2. In the game in question, yeah, I thought it was like this years ago. Yeah, don't play d4. I would say don't even play d4. The computer thinks it's okay, but I don't really see the point. You know, d4 is overrated. Now after this, you're worse. And I thought maybe bishop g5. This was your best chance. Here you might have some real compensation. So things went downhill after that. I didn't understand what happened. Another thing that you had was, well, e5, obviously. But on bishop b7, I was going to just play, yeah, queen d6, pawn d6. And try to surround this pawn on d6. I don't know. I should be able to get a good chance to win that pawn back. Yeah, after that it's lost. I thought this was your last chance. You surprised me when you played f6, f5, and f6. Right. No, yeah, I mean, f6 was too much. Yeah. You have to go just play normally. And you know, like knight d5 or whatever. There's still some hope here. Because my extra pawn isn't easy to really advance. I mean, this is my pawn majority over here, but it's frozen. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for playing. I'll again thank you for your support. I'll be back. I think we're gonna do Wednesday and Thursday for the next streams. Tournament Wednesday and analysis stream Thursday. I'll see you guys then. Much appreciated for playing in the Simul, for the support from Mr. Zweck, and obviously, Mr. Been a long time to see you, Mr. Slow, otherwise known as Mr. Long Time Not Seen. Thank you guys. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Have a great night. Great to meet you, Shreyas, so you're welcome to join anytime. Good game.